Hello, digital F dash fellas! Exclamation point! Now that Rockstar is on the radar again, have you wondered about the lack of a simple update for Red Dead Redemption 2 for PlayStation 5 and Series X to run at 60 FPS, along with quote unquote increased settings? It was ported from consoles that finally were basically like PCs to newer consoles that are even closer to them. So no excuse. Some people think they are just too busy and won't put the unjustified resources, but they already did most of the job for PC. So wouldn't it just be an easy patch for a game that doesn't need any remaster from a company so big and resourceful, at least as a basic quality of life service for the legions of fans that, that have made them billionaires? Alex,
hey, Victor.
I mean, you looked at Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC back in the day, which you would think would be the basis for any work for a PlayStation 5 and Series X version. I mean, totally it's doable, isn't it? I mean, the concept of moving a PC version onto a console isn't that easy, though, is it? I mean, fundamentally, especially on PlayStation.
On PlayStation, it wouldn't be as simple, and like when I went back then, like it was RTX 2080 Ti was like roughly console settings at 60 FPS, but it wasn't necessarily so perfect. It was kind of borderline at 4K 60, and it doesn't like I've seen a lot of people. Obviously, the image quality on PS4 Pro that is inherited on PS5 is also an issue for a lot of people. That I always see people talk about that, but going up to like a straight 4K and then a straight 60 after that is not necessarily guaranteed, I would say, just because the game is it's still pretty heavy. If you run it at 4K, it's still pretty heavy. But I think they could manage something, and it should be way better than what they currently did. Regardless of anything I said about the feasibility of just porting over the PC version, they have enough money to do this. People like this game. People like this game. That's all I'll say. Like, I'm surprised they haven't done it and just resold it. Like, I really am surprised they haven't resold it. It would be cool if it were a patch, but that isn't the way they roll usually, to my knowledge.
I think it's tricky because I think in terms of your computer, I mean, well, let's look at the last gen versions, right? See, Xbox One X, 4K 30. We've seen via backcompat that some titles don't achieve double the performance under a Series X backcompat. It's going to require a fair bit of engineering effort to get 4K 60 working, and maybe the solution would be some sort of quality and performance mode using the various feature sets available on the PC version of the game.
Like FSR, for example.
Possibly, yeah. Yeah, that would kind of make sense, right? There's definitely more they could do with the PlayStation 5 version, because the 4 Pro version just had that really quite horrible checkerboarding, which didn't work great. In terms of why they don't do it, I suspect probably their focus is on Grand Theft Auto 6 at the moment. I guess they could farm it out, but that isn't typically Rockstar's style. I agree, though, that there's definitely money on the table being left here, but at the same time, we didn't get an upgrade for GTA 5 on PC. The RT stuff never made it on there. It just seems, Rockstar have different priorities. Don't know if you've got anything to add to that, John.
Not really. I mean, it's a shame, but that seems to be how it is. They're not interested in that for whatever reason, even though it would technically be easy money.
Yeah.
Which is actually surprising, because that's usually the way things go. It's like having a lot of money is not okay. You need all the money, and they could have all the money. Even though they already seem to have all the money, they could have even more. So
absolutely. It does seem like a no-brainer. You'd expect something to happen at some point, right?
Exactly. I agree. But whatever. We'll see.
Okay.